married and you have kids.
Right?
Yeah, I do. I have a 30-year-old kid and an 18-year-old kid all of a sudden.
Don't forget the part-time one.
It's fucking retarded.
There's a part-time one too.
Buddy. It happens fast.
I don't think it happens that fast.
Nah, these bitches grew up too fast. They're expensive too. Them bitches eat so much.
Bro.
Yeah.
I didn't have time. I didn't have time to go through the toddler stage and build up to their goddamn grocery bill.
Yeah, nah, this is just 0 to 100.
Bro, we spent like $400 on groceries yesterday between fries and Costco.
Oh.
I was like, I don't make a lot of money. What is happening?
Mike is speedrun life over there.
Hey, man. That's what happens when you get off the weed.
Get off the weed.
Off the weed?
Mike said he wasn't smoking as much.
Right now.
Yeah, I'm about to say. He has to get a job.
Like I said, whatever. It's you know.
Just until that.
Until you clear.
And say, hey, you passed. And I go, oh,
right back at it.
See you in a week when I'm high as fuck.
Mike gonna time travel again?
I mean,
yeah, he's gonna. The ketchup is gonna be super high, beyond the stratosphere.
It's good to take a month off every now and then because your weed bill goes down because your tolerance goes back to normal.
It's true. It's true.
Makes sense. Yeah.
The math checked out.
All economics.
Weed math.
All economics.
Whoa, whoa.
Oh, he says.
I thought Taj sent us a news article to talk about, and it was just his website of gifts that he sent.
Why send you a news article? I don't send news articles.
Why I was shocked. Let's see what this is.
Read.
Fuck you.
He does read. He reads dialogue prompts in video games.
A lot.
See, told you.
Actually, I've started watching all my shows with subtitles. So.
Your eyes that fucked up?
No,
well,
my eyes.
The hearing would be the problem with if he had subtitles on.
That one, but ultimately, a lot of the shit I've been, a lot of the shit I've been watching lately, people with like weird accents and shit, and I'm like, I can't fucking understand these bitches.
It's probably the oldest statement you've ever said in your life.
Yeah, that's such an old man.
I can't understand that English.
I can't understand it all. So
Boston accent? What the fuck is this shit?
Rather than like
turn on subtitles,
fucking rehear it and catch what they said, I'm just like, I'll just leave subtitles on.
How dare I watch a foreign movie and people speak a foreign language that I can't really understand?
No. It's like European English, the Queen's English and shit like that.
Yeah, foreign people.
Fair enough.
He's not wrong. They are foreign, and they are people.
I really wanted to argue it, and I can't.
Nope. He was oddly correct on that one.
Yeah. That hurts.
Speaking of things that hurt.
Oh, yeah.
Rumor has it, and of course, two of us work at Best Buy, and I haven't heard anything about this, but coming from comicbook.com, apparently Best Buy will stop selling physical media Q1 of 2024.
Yep.
How do you guys feel about that, especially you, Taj? I know you still like buying physical media.
I don't buy physical media anymore, you asshole.
When did this happen?
Years ago.
Years ago? I thought you still bought like a video game on disc like a month ago.
Fuck off. I am fully digital now, you bastard.
What was the last... No, I swear you bought something on like a video game like a month ago.
The only video game that I bought a month ago was fucking Starfield. Digital. Dick.
You bought it?
Yeah.
You don't have Game Pass?
No, I let it lapse.
Oh my god.
Starfield's on Game Pass?
Yeah, it is. Bethesda is owned by Microsoft.
That's why those two haven't had it so quickly.
Nah, Joe has it because he bought it. He built a new computer and it came with his graphics card.
Right, I got two versions. I gave one to my brother, so.
Playing on a PC now, Joe?
Oh, that's right. Joe is playing on a PC.
Single player stuff only.
What are we doing now?
I mean, look, it was either build a new computer because I did have a little bit of extra money left over I should say. Oh, I've been over this before, but maybe not with you because I hardly ever see you anymore. Because someone spent 20 years at Best Buy and got, a gift card because of it. So it was like, what do I do with a gift card? So I spent it on PC components. I figured I'd build a computer for single player only games and play multi, because I have a Series S that I won last year, and I didn't want to buy a Series X. So I figured I'd just build a computer for single-player games.
Clear.
And then multiplayer games I can play on my Xbox whenever, friends want to play multiplayer games. Spoiler, it hasn't happened.
I'm going to build a PC so I can play offline franchise mode on Madden by myself.
Can you not do that on console?
No, I can. I'm just going to build a PC.
Oh, I was like, I'm pretty sure it's a
what?
feature on the console.
I support
I
this.
saw Superman build one online once, and I was like, well, if he can do it.
Yes.
I don't. Okay. I don't think that's how it works.
Cody, I just expanded your square that we're talking to, and I'm still concerned for your safety.
It's behind me. It's way behind me.
It's behind.
Oh, that stack.
It's coming down at some point.
What is that stack?
Wave of collectibles. It's gonna drown you one day, sir.
Those are all wrestling figures.
Wrestling figures. Okay.
Wrestling.
Yeah, you can't see.
Those are, the upper half is all wrestling figures on top of a lower half of comics.
Oh yeah, those are stable. They ain't falling. We'd have to have an
They've been there
earthquake
for
for
a
those
long
to fall.
time, probably. So
Yeah, they're set. They're set
they've
pretty
settled.
hard.
No, it's no joke. When a bunch of comics sit stacked like that, they're not moving unless you really force them to move.
Yeah, we're gonna have to move that wall for those to fall forward.
Yeah. So he's safe for now.
One day we're
Are
just
you still
gonna
playing?
I get a text from Paige, and she's gonna be like, "It came down,"
We can't.
and we're all gonna know what it means.
Please send help.
Cody needs the jaws alive.
He died doing what he loves.
Those shovels to get them out.
Humping comic
Snow
books.
shovels. I think I have a trowel somewhere. I don't have a snow shovel.
A trowel.
A
Can't-
trowel.
How
you
far
know?
can you see,
fuck
Mike,
is
in the
that?
picture?
It's a little thing for gardening and stuff like that. Who has a snow shovel in the lower
Phoenix.
valley of Arizona
And in Phoenix, I have no idea, but if they have a
For safety.
for safety?
What's the
Have a sand shovel.
The neighbor from fucking Home Improvement? That's who does. They just
Wilson?
moved out here.
Wilson.
Wil-
How do you not know Wilson? Come on.
Yeah, he's the
You
volleyball
guys
from
ever
that
seen
one
that
Beats
impression of
movie.
Wilson?
Sure. It's a great impression.
Will
Done
Sasso?
well. Done
Is
well.
Oh.
Hat.
I thought it was Will Sasso.
Oh,
Yahtzee.
in the remake, maybe. What's up?
Mike, in the video view of me, how far can you see that direction?
Not very far.
Okay.
I can see
Okay,
one
good.
set of pops turned to the side. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
good. He
want you to
says
move
that.
it.
And now I'm scared of what's off camera.
Good gravy.
As you should be, Joseph.
That
That's a
lamp
lot of
is
pops.
better it is.
Hey, did you see my Young Bucks one?
No, I can't make it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, buddy. Oh yeah, and I
Is that
got.
a pair of Halloween boxers on your table?
No, that's that blanket.
Hey.
Kingwoods. Xavier.
King what?
He's got a David S. Pumpkins blanket.
Oh no, this is a towel that has my recorder in it.
That's what?
It's a hand towel
Oh, hand towel. David
That-
S. Pumpkins hand towel.
that holds my portable recorder that I've used like a handful of times when I had
Yeah,
to
right.
travel. See?
Oh, it was like a torture device from an 80s movie.
It's
kinda
also
does.
It
a
kinda
personal protection device.
Or like a tricorder from Star Trek.
Exactly. Wow. No.
That's the noise they make.
I don't.
That's kind of the noise they make.
Go Jeff. It's kind of at best.
Yeah, whatever. What else we got? Stacked comic books there. I got books over here. You can't see those.
It's just crazy that you have to crawl under the table now to get to the chair.
I don't
Is that
have to
true?
crawl. There's a slight little path to get from the
The
doorway to the
tiniest
chair.
path, Cody has to slim up and be his skinniest self in order to get there.
I do have to turn sideways to get through
While
the.
eating a hamburger, you will be stuck in the digestion process.
That's why I don't eat in this room. Because I'd be stuck here for a long time.
We record in the morning because he's coming off a fast. And
First off,
Wow.
have you ever known me to fast anything?
Well, no, that's breakfast. You're breaking your fast when you're eating breakfast, so that's what he's mentioning. So you haven't eaten breakfast yet, so you still are technically fasting.
I don't know.
Intermittently, you're a health
Intermittently.
guru.
Yeah,
Health guru, Jesus.
he's the health guru.
There's a lot of things that Cody is. Health guru. Not on that
Got it.
list.
Speaking of which, are we getting donuts and Curter burgers today?
Burger burgers?
So were you like it went over my head at the moment, but are you talking about going to Culver's?
Yes,
Okay.
that's what he's talking about, because they have that curd burger.
There's a curd burger.
It's
It's just like cheese
literally-
curds on top of a burger.
No, not cheese curds.
Curd.
Cheese
What's it
curd.
like?
A cheese curd disc on top
Cheese
of a
curd
burger.
disc.
Singular.
Yeah.
Oh
I
my.
just want the cheese curd disc, honestly. I give a fuck less about the burger.
Listen, I'm intrigued, and I in response to that intriguedness, I'm gonna have to go to lunch.
Cool.
He just logs off.
No, guys.
And
Say
gone.
You fuckers. Bye.
He said lunch. He didn't say join you for lunch. He said to lunch.
Yeah.
Truth. No, I'm gonna join you bitches for lunch, for the first time in forever.
Ooh, you might have to go someplace better with
Oh.
Culver's. Special occasion.
Special ed occasion.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Whoa, he says.
Huh?
So speaking of physical media that Tosh still buys, did all you hear that Microsoft finally purchased Blizzard King?
It's so fucking rude.
Oh my god. It's he just
The biggest fucking lie.
he segues back with it again.
I mean, pretty
Ugh.
seamlessly as well, but I'm still mad about it.
Speaking of physical media, Todd still buys. It's good times. Yeah, Activision Blizzard King, now a Microsoft entity.
Right? Kind of exciting. I've been looking forward to playing all the new Call of Duties.
I'm
Dude.
not.
So, well, they changed the stories and updated the graphics and stuff. Didn't just update the graphics; they also changed the stories a bit on them. So, I'm interested in seeing how they play out.
The story mode's not the multiplayer and stuff.
Yeah, I couldn't care less about the multiplayer.
Yeah.
So-
I gave up multiplayer a long time ago when
Yeah,
I,
I feel like
not
I'm
good
too
at
old
it.
for multiplayer now.
Yeah, exactly.
These fucking kids piss me off.
Aged out
But
of
I'm
it.
excited for it to see what happens. I haven't read anything new in the past day. Have they still haven't announced when they're going to add anything to Game Pass?
Not yet. No, they're still obviously going through everything and the transition and all that fun stuff. So I mean, it's definitely going to be a thing that could easily happen. But it's going to be a little while. Like I said yesterday, I saw someone saying that they believe, air quotes, that it will be a announcement for Christmas time or holiday season, which is right around the corner. So I mean, obviously, to help sales of consoles during the holiday season, because what else would you want to do but buy a new console, because you'll get some kind of Game Pass with it.
Right. I really hope that is the case. Play some Call of Duty for Christmas time. They were in that trailer that you showed. I didn't realize some of the properties that they apparently owned. Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah. Yep.
I didn't know that they owned that. I thought that was
Activision.
squarely a Naughty Dog Sony thing.
Activision.
Activision. Damn.
That makes sense.
Spyro as well, because those were like big PlayStation games.
Yeah, no one really thought about that, and that's one of the reasons that I'm sure PlayStation was very upset, because they have collections that have those, and it means they're not exclusive anymore.
Which is fine by me. I mean, I love how mad that Sony has been throughout this whole process of like trying to prevent them from buying up Activision Blizzard. And I will totally admit from myself that as a it feels like the gaming space is now shrinking to who owns all these properties. It's going to be like Sony or Microsoft or Nintendo are owning all these properties. You don't really have a whole lot of big independent studios anymore with this acquisition brought up. So it does bring up a bit of like what's that word I'm looking for? Monopolies and stuff like that, you know, that you have going now, rather than having a healthy competition with a bunch of studios so that it can help drive prices down. Because I don't remember who it was, like even last week or something. I think it was it Ubisoft was like, the Ubisoft president was like, games aren't as expensive as they should be, and should be more expensive to buy. And it's like, are you fucking kidding me? Most games are already $70, and that's in the U.S. You go to places like Australia, and they're like $100 and something.
Yeah.
You know.
And not to mention, you have to, like, everything has an expansion instantly to it.
Yeah.
It might cost $20.
Yeah. Or is now being turned into a pay-to-play type thing.
Live service game.
Live service game, exactly. So yeah, like, you know, charging people more than $70 for most games is already ridiculous, and that's what I'm saying. Like, with the monopolies, it shrinks the market down so that there isn't really healthy competition to help drive things down. Now I forgot where I was going with this whole rant, but yeah.
Do you guys remember the first game you bought with your own money?
No, that was way too long ago.
Give me a second, I might be able to.
I remember the first. Actually, technically, yes, I do. It was the Nintendo Entertainment System bundle with Super Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt, because my brother and I saved up our own money to go get it.
That was definitely a parent buy for me and my brother.
Yeah, I got that for Christmas.
Mainly because my parents didn't understand what video games were. They
Still
weren't.
don't.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. Speaking of which, so what was it the other day? My mom said something about saw a news article about like video games, like Fortnite or some shit about how much money they make or whatever, and she goes, "How much money do you spend on Fortnite?" I was like,
Mom,
I don't play Fortnite.
you played it like once or twice.
I mean, I played the campaign.
Never played it.
And what it was.
We never ended up playing it.
Yeah, I played Fortnite Save the World, but I never played Fortnite the Battle Royale. I was like, I'm
Yeah.
definitely not ever doing that. It just threw me off guard. I was like, what the fuck?
$0.0.
She just assumed that I played Fortnite. I was like,
That's how big of a nerd you are. She was like, "Oh, my boy probably plays that
My
too."
boy probably plays Fortnite.
that's fair. I don't know why she has a southern accent and sounds like a man, but
Came out of nowhere, but seems accurate.
Right?
anyhow.
But yeah, anyway, so I guess where I was going with that, what I was talking about is, like, on the one hand, I get it stifles competition, but on the other hand, it is good to have free, not free stuff, but like, you know, I pay Game Pass, what, $20 a month now? I don't even remember how much it costs. It just automatically gets taken out of my account, and now I have
Just
access
take my
to
fucking
a
money.
shit ton more games. But it's funny. This is where I was going with it. Is that Sony's complaining about it, but even after this acquisition, Xbox is still number 2 in like that. In I think it's the whole, like, how much revenue that they have for games and game studios that they own, and PlayStation is still number 1.
Yep. Because
they own way more shit, and yet they're complaining that Microsoft is buying up Blizzard King, which arguably is one of the biggest. Because I think Candy Crush is actually one of the biggest revenue generators for a video game.
It is. It still holds
still.
the record.
Those old people.
Yeah, it's no joke. Yeah,
There's so much money that I'm assuming you can throw into something like Candy Crush and all that, and just buying like in-game ad shit, like more than even the consoles do.
Oh yeah, for sure.
well,
and
it's definitely a game. I think I know from you guys. I've actually never touched it. I have never installed and played Candy Crush at all.
Neither have I.
But it is definitely, I think, a certain point you get to certain levels where you're like, I just can't win this without buying the super duper candy thing that just busts everything on the screen and gives you points, right? Is that how it works? I don't know.
For not ever playing the game, you sure do know how.
I see the ads.
Crush thing.
I see those stupid ads where it's like, oh, look, you're playing it, and you're like, no, you're playing it all wrong. I could obviously do it better than you. Stop playing it wrong. You're like, I'm going to install this so I can show this ad that know how to play this game.
He's trying to throw people off by saying, no, I don't know anything about it.
It'd be funny if Candy Crush had like a insulin blocker mode.
Well, that's where a lot of the gamers come from on it. They're like, I can't have candy in real life.
Prevents you from the candy from hurting you.
Good times.
Right.
When was the last time we had everybody on the show? It's been a minute. It's been a minute.
It's been a while, I guess.
Mike's been trying to be a grown-up. It's gross.
I don't think he's been trying. He got forced into it.
Forced into being a grown-up.
Same thing.
Like skipping all the fun parts too, and just going straight to like the
straight into full adulthood
stuff.
Oh, I have to wake up early today and take my niece to work.
Yeah, right.
I'm so mad at her, and she makes me feel super old too. Having an 18-year-old girl live in my house.
That sounds awful.
Does she do the TikToks and everything?
No, I don't.
You just come into a room and she's dancing and stuff, and you're like, this is just what that generation does.
I guess.
Mike just turns around and walks away.
Just leave.
Mike is that guy now in the background that just stands there and stares as the person's making the TikTok.
Is she loves those stupid shows that Jen loves, like those horrible
ballerina stuff,
like Dance Moms.
Yeah,
bro.
Jeez.
There was about a month stretch where I would walk in and Dance Moms was on, and they'd both be sitting on one couch and one on the other couch under a blanket watching Dance Moms talking shit about all the people on there. I'm like, well, I guess I'm going to the room to play Madden.
Just cursing his life.
I didn't even go into my living, but to like walk through it for like a month straight because it's just garbage on TV every time I walked in there.
I just imagine Mike just talking, muttering to himself, "What the fuck?"
Yes. You know, I just like I had to. So she had her first day of work today at Lowe's, and so that's when I took her to, and she comes. I knocked on her door. I was like, "Hey, ready whenever you are." She's like, "All right." And she comes out, and like, I instantly felt so old because my first reaction is like, "That's what you're gonna wear."
I didn't know where this was going.
I was like, "Oh God damn it!" And so I didn't get anything, and I was like, "All right, do you have this? Do you have this?" She's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Do you have the information for your direct deposit?" She's all, "No." I was like, "Well, fucking go get it." What do you mean?
God, Mike's a real old dad now.
Run back in the house and get it. So I take her there, and like I'm thinking to myself, I was like, I can't believe she dressed like that to work. And then I go to Dutch Bros to get a drink on my way home, and the girl that took my order is wearing the exact same thing she wore. And I was all like, all right, I guess I'm just an asshole. I don't know.
Well, okay, I will play devil's advocate here a little bit to say there is a difference between working at a Lowe's and working at Dutch Brothers, though. So, like, you probably want to wear, like, closed-toed shoes and pants and stuff like that to a Lowe's rather than whatever she was wearing that you could possibly wear as a barista at...
I don't care. I just feel like my granddad now. When my granddad used to give me shit for wearing baggy basketball shorts.
Uh-huh.
Like, shut up, old man. You don't know how it is.
This is my generation.
I'm all like, you're wearing a shirt with holes in it, doesn't even have sleeves to work? And I was like,
It gut punched you so fast.
I'm gonna go take some medication and fucking chill.
This is probably the first time ever that I can say that somebody in this group is giving me a look into what it's going to be like later in life for me.
Oh,
yeah. Thanks, Mike.
I skipped all the fun shit.
Yeah.
Right into the teenage angst bullshit.
Mine's on the way, bro, but I am looking forward to it. Speaking of which, pre-K.
Pre-K?
Damn.
Yeah, sir.
What the fuck does that even mean?
Pre-kindergarten.
There's a isn't that preschool?
No.
Fuck
They
is
actually
pre-K?
learn, like, preschool is just do fun shit. And pre-K, they're preparing them for school, so they're actually doing homework type stuff and
Oh my
learning.
You'd think these kids would be fucking smarter nowadays.
Well, mine is, thank the gods, but most of them aren't, and that's because they don't go to pre-K. I guess I don't know. They just got dumbass parents.
Dumbass parents.
I don't think pre-K was a thing back when we were young. I
don't think so.
I don't remember, but stuff where you start to learn how to learn.
Yeah, they're preparing them for school so that they have a better transition,
which is good.
It is. She's doing well, so I'm not mad about it.
Right.
I mean, what happens if you fail pre-kindergarten?
I don't think you can fail pre-kindergarten.
I think, yeah.
Okay. Seems
I went
weird.
to preschool because I thought I was retarded. You guys that?
I was in an early bird program in elementary school because I had trouble with math.
Because Canada cares about their people?
I mean,
so far,
as a joke, yes. In reality, I was not living in Canada at the time.
Sorry, South Canada.
I was in Arizona at the time.
South Canada, for sure.
I'm just saying that it's funny because, yes, I was even in a special, I guess you could consider it a special education class because I was struggled with math and reading at the time.
Special ed.
I had a speech impediment. And so I had to go to preschool because I had really bad speech impediment, like a stutter and shit. And
I was like, cursing's not a speech impediment. That's just bad parenting.
Actually, I've read that people who curse are more likely to be of high IQ than people that don't.
Yeah, because they understand how words work.
That. I just want to feel better about myself.
He's just like, fuck yeah.
Mike, you're supposed to say, I fucking wrote that, bitches.
I wrote that, bro. But like, so I had to go to preschool, and when I was a little kid, I didn't understand why. And my uncle told me when I was a little kid.
Sure, was gentle about it.
Because I was retarded. Like my uncle literally, he told me, he was all like, "Oh,
nailed it.
You're retarded. That's why you have to go to this class."
He called you retarded straight up.
Yeah. That my uncle Ronnie.
That's the most stereotypical uncle thing I've ever heard.
He does. It's okay. It's nothing wrong with it. He's like, you're just not as smart as normal people.
It's the normies.
And so I go and I like preschool, and I'm the only kid there without an actual like mental retardation. Like there is a kid in the helmet, there is the kid in the wheelchair.
But were you though?
That was nonverbal. Listen, teachers loved me because I was just quiet and I hung back because I didn't like talking because nobody could understand me. But until I was like in 4th grade, I was like, it sucks being retarded, man. Like this is awful, and I didn't know the difference between anything until one day, one of my teachers told me I was coming out of speech class. Like I'm done with speech therapy. I don't have to take it anymore. And I go, hey, does that mean I'm not retarded anymore? And she goes, what? I was like, oh, I was doing speech class because I'm retarded. Does this mean I'm not retarded anymore? She's like, Mike, come here. We need to have a talk.
She said, I'm sorry, you're still retarded.
Oh.
And then I realized, like, oh, my uncle was just a mean asshole. And it was a joke that lasted about 5 years. I was like, oh, thanks, uncle.
Yeah, it ruins your psyche.
That boy ran the long con for sure.
Yeah, right.
And he claims he to this day he claims he didn't do it. He's like, I don't remember that. I was like, fuck you.
Of course he did. Well, yeah,
why
because
would I willingly tell people?
Yeah, I'm just making this shit up. Thanks.
He probably legit doesn't remember that he said that.
He's a monster. He knows.
Yeah.
He knows, and he enjoys it. And every time Mike brings it up, he's like, "No, he vehemently denies it."
Lying.
And then when Mike leaves, he just cracks up laughing,
Giggles.
like the kind of like where he goes quiet and starts like farting a little bit because he's laughing so hard. You know what I mean?
Mike walks away and he just goes, "This retarded motherfucker right here."
That's retarded.
He'd be like, "It was a joke at first, but then it was real." He believed it. Oh, it's good times. Good times.
Mm-hmm.
Mike was on the spectrum, basically.
Yeah.
You say was like he ever got off of it.
Well, his spectrum level downgraded. Like he went from a tropical tard to like a fucking localized one or something.
Fair enough.
I was gonna be a hurricane tired.
Yeah. But
I got downgraded to a tropical storm.
yeah, that's how it works. Right? right? Because it's one of those. You have one of the ones they can like control the weather of.
Oh yeah.
Like that one movie with Uma Thurman in it. Remember?
The title of this episode needs to be "No one should listen to this episode."
Cancel us now.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. Get canceled.
This is what happens when Mike is on the show. I'm just saying.
Sometimes that other people are gonna hear this.
Mike's like, wait, we're recording this? I thought we were just hanging out.
No one told me we started.
Yeah, ever since Cody stopped doing intros, it's problems.
You act like
We
I
stopped
ever
doing
did
intros a
intros.
long time ago because we always forgot to do intros.
We just start talking and
Ever
then,
since.
you know.
I always liked the cold open type stuff, just getting into it and just going with it.
Let's just fucking talk.
My favorite one, honestly, and not to, I think even Mike's actually the one that started it, was we were talking one time we were recording, was back in the day when we actually recorded in person. And he was like, oh, speaking of, and then he did the intro like it was a thing. That was like my favorite, like where we would just like, someone would just be like, oh, speaking of this, which had nothing to do with it, and be like, this comes naturally.
Actual segue.
Yeah. And that was like, because we, we're awesome at segues, like the actual, like, motorized scooter thing. We're well balanced. And so, but
I always called us the Paul Blarts of podcasting.
I mean, one of us is.
Wait a minute.
I don't know who I'm pointing to.
I don't know.
On my screen, you're pointing to the right one. Because on my screen, it's Mike. Because that's who Joe is pointing at. Taj is pointing to the roof, and I don't think Jesus has anything to do with it. He's not involved in this show whatsoever. Big Poppy.
Touchdown.
Yeah. Field goal. What was I gonna say?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, so
Cold
like
opens.
the cold opens thing. I believe it was Mike that actually first did it. And I thought it was, and then we all started doing it. And it was fucking hilarious to me because it's like so like if you didn't know any better, which some people might not have. We didn't plan that. That just happened because Mike realized that we were like 15, 20 minutes into the show and hadn't said what the fuck the show was. And he wanted to try to be professional, but in a hilarious way that was just perfectly for our show because he used our normal, segue that we do so well on this show. Speaking of which, hey, apparently Best Buy is going, that kind of bullshit. And it was just funny to me and it just makes me laugh. Think about it now.
Well, you can be funny from time to time.
Yeah. Time to time. You have to take it in like, small bits.
Small bits of shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why you had to throw shit in there.
Shit's just everywhere.
Joe, did you see there's a mod for Starfield where you can replace every ship with Thomas the Tank Engine?
No, but I'm not. I
What a
don't
great
doubt
mod.
that.
Bro, it's so disturbing too because they fly at you in space and then like they're just shooting weapons at you and they just like come out of his face.
It's kind of hilarious. They did the same thing in the last. Which one was it? What was it? Skyrim. Was it
Skyrim, yeah. When the dragons were all Thomas the Tank
Dragons,
Engine.
yeah, they turned them all into Thomas the Tank Engine. That was absolutely terrifying.
My favorite one from Skyrim was the Macho Man Randy Savage dragons.
Oh yeah, and it would just fly around, just shouting, "Oh yeah!"
That shit
Breathe fire and just be like, "Oh yeah!"
That shit made me laugh.
Kind of funny.
That was pretty funny. That'd be something Mike would do if he could program.
If I knew anything.
To the extreme, Mike. To the extreme.
I still don't understand how these people who do these mods do them so well. And then just like, how are you not making video games at this point? I mean, they might make video games like in their free time or whatever, but like, they do this in their free time. But it's like, dude, some of these are like solid ass mods. Like some of them are like Thomas Tank Engine is not like a fucking, I mean, it's cool, but right. But it's like some of these mods are like changing the game for the better, like giving you an eat option for food.
Yeah,
which
like
should have been in the
I've
game.
seen, some of the ones where I've seen like are just total reworks of the inventory system, and it's like that had to have taken a while to do, to like plan out, to reprogram, and this and that. It's like
And we're not like a year into the game.
No,
we're like a month
this,
and a
like,
half.
It literally came out like within the first week, and it's
Yeah.
like someone, like this dude probably makes a lot of money doing something very specific and has a lot of extra time to do this, or really knows how to do this stuff very fast, type of thing. Yeah, it's amazing some of the mods that came out within the first week.
Yeah, it's nuts,
You know.
man.
Even the ones where it's like, yeah, they were just implementing DLS 2.0 and 3.0 for the NVIDIA people. And it's like, that's not just a drag and drop thing, I don't think. You don't just like, oh, okay, there's the file. You know, you really have to integrate that stuff. And somehow somebody's able to do it within the month. Actually, a couple people were able to do it because one dude was selling it on his Patreon. And then another dude was doing it for free.
Yes, that second guy's like, hey, fuck your Patreon, do actual work.
Do actual work. I did think it was funny though, because the dude who was doing it and selling it through Patreon, which was like $5, so it's not that bad. People were still pirating it,
Of course they were.
and so he's like, "Well, I'm gonna release a future update, and if it finds out that you're pirating this, it's just gonna introduce mines all over the place."
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
Just a
Foot
bunch of quiet people in fucking mines.
mines,
My bad.
not
Sorry.
mimes.
Sorry,
Mines.
I heard that wrong.
Yeah, that's
Things
definitely.
that go boom, not things that go.
See what you did there.
Yeah,
It's good. He knows
Works.
the difference. He knows word differences.
I do know word differences.
He has a word difference.
Your word difference.
More like Mike's a word difference.
Ew.
Heyo.
Damn.
Speaking of
Word
differences, Mike, did you ever get your cactus cooler?
No.
You bitch.
Why not?
I didn't think about it.
You said you were going to the fucking Dollar General.
Yeah.
Well, it turns out it's not Dollar General. It's one of those other cheap stores, and it was gross when I walked in.
Family Dollar?
I felt disgusting being in there.
I'm better than this. I spent $400 on groceries on kids that aren't mine.
Yeah. Assholes. I thought it was, but it wasn't. I went in there, and they didn't have anything cool. I was like, ugh.
We have a Walmart. Walmart carries it.
I don't like going to Walmart.
What's wrong with Walmart?
So many things.
I mean,
Depends
granted.
on the time. It depends on the time.
Yeah.
So many
Yeah,
things.
if it's broad daylight, or like,
Nah, he says no. I
If
wouldn't
people
even-
can see
I
me
think
go
it'd
in
be the
there.
opposite.
or night, no. I don't
Going
like,
there at certain times at night is like odd, to say the least.
Yeah.
Do
It's
they
like,
still do
Every-
24
every-
hours?
going into Walmart at night is like going under a bridge in San Francisco in the middle of the 70s.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of
What is it?
freaks. A lot of freaks.
There's a lot of interesting people there at night. Yeah, definitely.
Which is weird because if you go into Walmart at night, you see less people in their pajamas than if you go in Walmart at noon.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Walmart's
Nope.
a place.
Very strange. Uh-huh.
He says. I thought there was something else I wanted to talk about, but I can't really remember what it was. I didn't see.
Literally, there was not.
I mean, I
Guys,
had
what's
nothing.
hanging up on the wall behind you? Yeah.
One of the greatest Christmas presents I've ever received.
That's right.
It's that. Which picture was it? I can't remember now. From that guy.
From Harry Potter.
Yeah, the Harry
Oh,
Potter.
okay.
Yeah.
One guy. It is the tale of basically the whole. So it's in the vein of Starry Night,
Hmm.
but
Yeah.
it's the tale from I was gonna say the Beetle Bard. That's not him. Deathly Hollows. So it's basically where the cloak, the wand,
The Elder
and the,
Wand
yeah.
and the stone.
yeah, all came from. So they're all part in there, but it's done like Starry Night.
Framed in a fantastic frame.
I have that picture that I got from that one cool guy, right above my desk over here. Yeah.
I have that one picture from that cool guy It's not in this
hidden
room.
somewhere behind a bunch of fucking pops.
Nah, they're in the
No,
hallway.
It's in the living room or in the hallway.
Yeah, it's not in here.
The hallway. And it's actually 3 because some lucky bastard only ordered 2 and got a third one.
It's true.
Well, cheated himself into one. That's nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well done, dude.
Then pass it on.
Mm-hmm.
I have one of the Starry Night ones too somewhere, but I think it's in the other room. Mine's not framed though. What?
Are you
You
still
still-
planning on moving?
Yeah.
What's gonna happen with all that?
What he does is he gets in his car.
Mike
packs
really
up all
just wants to
shit,
know
and moves.
what happens to that Terminator skull.
I don't think you're actually gonna pack all your shit. So what's the?
I'm gonna.
Because you should have started a week ago.
Hold your bitch ass out. That's all I'm
A
saying.
week ago. There's no plan right now. Just start packing a week ago.
Just fucking pack your shit.
One of those pods.
Pack your things.
It will be a long process to pack all this shit though.
It's already a long process.
Yeah, I know.
I
Not
mean,
really.
at least all
Are you taking
is
all of
already.
your shit with you? I mean, the house is still kind of co-owned by you and your parents, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna take all my shit. I don't have to come back for it.
I mean, what are you gonna just on the unfortunate day that they just go ahead and shovel on? You're just gonna sell the house from Colorado?
No, well, I'll have to come back to sell the stuff and
Exactly.
take what I want.
Leave some of the shit that you don't need to take with you.
Also, I'm saying I'm gonna take my stuff the stuff I want.
Yeah, like all the stuff behind him.
Yeah, like basically the stuff in the 3 rooms I
Pack
live
all
in.
that shit up.
Like that stuff's all like come with me. I'm gonna leave all my childhood toys and stuff in the garage. They're already rotten because I'm pretty sure the Arizona heat is taking care of that.
Well,
The
definitely.
old man still smoke in the garage?
No, he can't even get in there. It's fucking packed full of shit.
Yeah. But at least all your stuff is still in boxes.
Yeah.
It should be easier to move because it's
You're still
you just
in boxes.
Put, I mean,
Yeah. Because I have no room to put
I'm
anywhere
in
else.
boxers. I guess that's close enough.
I'm in boxers too,
Yeah.
and
Nothing but.
my balls are on out.
Stop.
Mike's only wearing a shirt and socks
Yeah, Mike's,
because his feetsies get cold and he doesn't want to look like he's naked.
Pizzas.
Mike's free balling over there.
Mike, do you want my Terminator bust when I move?
No.
Good, I was gonna give it to you anyways. I was gonna give it to Jill.
Oh,
You better take it with you though, because I will just walk in one day when your parents are by themselves and take it.
It's fair.
I might actually just do that now.
Cody's dad would be
Oh,
like,
yeah.
"Oh, Cody's in the other room over there." Yep, that's where I'm going.
That's exactly what he'd say too. Like, oh, is Cody home?
Is Paige working?
I'm just gonna start going over and taking stuff randomly so they get used to it.
That's why I'm leaving nothing behind. The only thing that's gonna be left behind, Mike, for you to come by and steal is that fucking Culver's beanie.
Culver's beat.
No, you don't.
You do need a hat.
Start doing this now. Like,
Oh,
when
okay.
I know you're at work. I'm just gonna.
Just randomly
And
come
to
by
be
and
honest,
bust it out.
certain things that if he took, you wouldn't notice they're gone.
Now I'm gonna look for
That's what I'm
everything.
gonna do too, because I've already thought this through. I'm just gonna bring a Mountain Dew for Paige, toss it at her, so she doesn't fucking ask you to, and then come in, steal a couple things, and leave.
Catches a Mountain Dew off the forehead.
Honestly, it's a solid
That's for
plan.
you.
You've been Mountain Dude.
I know.
Like, it's like it would actually work really well.
Yeah.
Cause she'd be like, well, I know he's not gonna take any of my stuff because he's not into stuffed animals, or Harry Styles or Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift.
So Mike's like not gonna take anything drenched in fucking pumpkin spice. So yeah, that's cool. I'm gonna start
I mean,
taking.
he can be a basic white bitch from time to time. So
He definitely
put
is.
it past him.
I'm gonna start taking daily pictures of all my belongings and then compare them whenever I come home. Like, the fuck is like? Because Mike's gonna do is he's gonna take something, and he's gonna move something in front of where that thing was,
Yeah.
and I'll have to
So they
compare
won't
what's
see
there.
the vacant space.
Yep.
There's plenty of stuff to shift around, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
I'm
can't
gonna
imagine where
take
you're gonna find clutter.
4 or 5 copies of The Watchmen. I don't know
Hashtag things
how
that Cody
it's
wouldn't
brought up
miss.
every time.
I was if you didn't say it, I was about to say it myself.
Let's see.
I was actually going to say the opposite though, is that you would sneak copies of Watchmen into his house.
Damn it.
You take something, so it's like Indiana Jones. No, it's like Indiana Jones. You literally take it and you just put a Watchmen thing on top, and you're just like walk
It's
away.
just
That
like
way it
that.
doesn't fall on top of you, and have like a roll of
It's like
stuff.
Indiana Jones taking the thing and swapping so the weight doesn't go
Yes,
off?
yes,
Do that?
exactly.
Makes
Yes.
total sense.
But it's a Watchmen. You're just like, and then you have to like tear out pieces of the comic to make sure it's the same weight. You just like
How
swap it
dare
out,
you.
and you
How
slowly
dare you.
walk away.
For-
Da-da-da.
So- The
Throw
funny
a
thing
Mountain
was,
Dew at Paige as you're walking out, and you just haul ass.
so I was gonna say, hey, I don't have that many. It's not like I can reach over from where I'm sitting and get one.
But
You can get two.
I can get 3 from where I'm sitting. And I'm not even talking about the big ones. I'm talking like a hardcover and a soft cover, or 2 soft covers and a hardcover. I can get from where I'm sitting without having to stress to get them either.
Mm-hmm.
Like absolute zero effort whatsoever.
I just turn and like the fancy hardcovers, like literally I'm touching it, like
Mhm.
right there.
I mean, Absolute's gonna be up on top, right?
Absolutes, yeah, the absolutes are way in the back
Over
corner there. But there's a hardcover. Oh, I'm sorry, soft cover right there, hardcover right here, and another soft cover on the shelf down, which is weird because they're not even close to each other.
You always keep that thing on you, man. I get it.
I can grab another awesome Christmas gift someone gave me.
Oh yeah,
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah.
I remember that.
I got a bunch of little turtles there. Oh fuck! Okay, 4 copies. There's one right here.
He moved one thing, found another one.
I looked one shelf down and I was like, oh wait, that's Watchmen. Shit. Ah, balls.
Any of the
The worst part
Watchmen
is
adjacent stuff.
right here is the individual issues.
Yeah, I was gonna say the
Fuck!
adjacent
That's like
stuff.
6 different ones.
It reminds me when I first moved up to Phoenix.
Do I have a problem?
Yeah, you
got an
do.
apartment with
Many.
Jason, and Jason had his movies and we had our movies because this was like 15 years ago, so we had DVDs still.
Mhm.
And one day he goes, "Hey man, I didn't realize this, but you guys have a copy of Broken Arrow and I have a copy of Broken Arrow." I was like, "No, you have 2 copies of Broken Arrow." He was like, "Why would I have 2 copies of Broken Arrow?" I was like, "I don't know, it's your fucking problem. I've never bought Broken Arrow." He's like, "I wouldn't buy 2 copies of Broken Arrow." I was all, "Motherfucker, I am telling you right now, I have never owned Broken Arrow." And we got in a big fight about it, right? So fast forward like a few months later, there's a 3rd copy of Broken Arrow that gets fucking moved out of a box that we haven't touched yet, which was his fucking box of shit. And he's all like, "Who the fuck bought another copy of Broken Arrow?" I was all, "Bitch, all 3 copies of Broken Arrow is yours." And he, to this day, will not accept the fact that he accidentally brought Broken Arrow 3 times.
I mean,
2 of them are still in plastic with the fucking little sticker.
clearly a Christian Slater fan.
I have a copy of Stealth.
Yeah, you do.
I can't reach it from where I'm at.
No.
Actually, I couldn't reach it if I went
Jamie
over there.
Foxx Stealth?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's good Bill
man.
With that guy that does the Home Depot commercials.
No.
That was basically a Incubus CD. Like that was really the only reason. The only good part about that movie was the soundtrack, and it was all Incubus.
Huh? That's
Which was
weird. There's a
weird
good
that
part
it
of that
played.
movie.
That was super smart and had all the songs. They even said that at one point. It has all the songs, and it only played Incubus. I was like, that's an odd choice.
That's because it was trying to drive him crazy because the AI is going to kill us all one day.
Yeah.
That's what they're trying to tell you without
And,
telling
and
you.
we're driven crazy by Incubus.
No, that's what it used Incubus to drive us crazy because it's like, the only thing it would play. It's weird Mike remembers so much about that movie.
I only saw it once too. How crazy is that?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Once.
On repeat for 20 hours.
Yeah.
Counts as
You
once.
didn't have to own the DVD.
I don't is mine even open?
I don't think it is. I think it's actually still plastic wrap.
Yeah, I think so. Because it's one of those ones like, hey, if I remember correctly, it was one of those times where like you buy like so many movies. Like you buy 3 movies, right? Like we were buying a bunch and we needed one more. And my brother's like, "Oh, what a Stealth?" I didn't know what he was talking about, and then we ended up buying it. And now we have
I
it.
just find it hard to believe that you bought any movies back then because we all worked at Blockbuster.
We all worked at Blockbuster.
Didn't we all? I know
I
Dustin
never
worked at
worked at
Blockbuster.
Blockbuster.
No, Dustin never worked at Blockbuster.
Best Buy. We all
Best
worked
Buy?
at Best Buy.
We all worked. I know we all worked at Best Buy, but I'm talking like before.
Nah.
I'm just wondering who's we all. We all
I
here
certainly did.
worked at Best Buy.
I'm talking about San Diego people right now. Sorry.
Okay, that's not we all.
I worked at Blockbuster for a hot second, but that was
Yeah.
before I met you guys.
Well, then I guess it does. Yeah. Okay.
Nah.
Yeah,
Nah.
we never-
Dustin only worked at the bowling alley.
Damn it.
I worked at a record store. Does that count?
Yeah, you worked at many record stores, right?
I mean, technically one, but different locations.
Different, yeah.
We did sell
The only one
movies.
the only one I remember was the one in, was that back end of El Cajon?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Over, off of,
Been a minute since you've been to San Diego. It's El Cajon-ish.
Yep. What street was that off of? It was across from the Target and the Food for Less.
Right, I just don't know the street is.
Me either.
Shit. Clearly would have been gone too long.
What's the road that Parkway Bowl is on?
Bradley.
Fletcher, right? Bradley?
No, Fletcher.
Fletcher.
Wait.
Fletcher, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was off of Fletcher. I know that much.
I was legitimately just there like 2 months ago, bowling with Nate, and I can't fucking remember the shit.
Remember Santana's Mexican restaurant or Mexican food?
Still go to eat there every time I'm in San Diego.
I love that place.
So does Nate. Because that's what we're good at. Like, I'll go to San Diego, we meet up, go bowling, go to Santana's.
Hell yeah. Do you guys bowl at
Yes.
Parkway?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I ain't been in Parkway for a long time.
You're not missing anything.
I know. I wasn't missing stuff before either.
Exactly.
Joe,
Hmm.
how often do you make it back to Canada?
Good
I
question.
was technically near there earlier this year.
Yeah, he went back to the motherland, unfortunately for reasons.
Yeah,
Roots.
roots. He says I'll probably never be back there again.
That's hurtful. These are your
Yeah.
people, dude.
Eh.
He let his dual citizenship
North Dakota
slip.
is such a small town place.
It's North
It,
Dakota.
it was actually very nice being there. It's one of those places that you go and you're like, the weather wasn't too bad during the summer, and it's a very slow.
Burn. Death.
Yeah, you could look at it like that, very slow death. But it's also just one of those places where everything just happens at its own pace, and you're like, this is kind of nice compared to like, being in Arizona, being in Phoenix, where everything is just like go 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 go. You're barely even making it onto a road, and you're almost getting killed by someone who's going 60 in a 45 or something like that.
That slow?
Yeah, exactly. That's slow. So it's a very interesting place to be, at least for a little while, because I was there for obviously a week for my grandfather's funeral.
Far too long.
I wouldn't call it far too long. I mean, it was, like I said, it was actually a nice change of pace to just be in a slower, more laid back place. But it is definitely not a place I'd like to live, because there's basically nothing to do there at all. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good place to visit. I wouldn't say if you don't have family roots there, go visit. Definitely only visit if you have family roots, but it is a nice slower option to a big city type thing.
Can't do it.
Do they have
Like,
internet?
we're
yet?
gonna go to Jerome, and I'm gonna be like,
Jerome
well,
is
I might
not
not actually
Jerome
go to
is
Jerome.
not small city type thing at all.
Nah,
It's a touristy location.
Yeah, for
It very
sure.
much is.
thirsty,
Touristy.
thirsty.
thirsty.
And it is not I mean, yes, it's technically a city, but it's literally one that takes you, like, if it were flat, it would probably take you like 5 minutes to walk through. It's very small. Where Jamestown is a literal city that would take you a couple hours to walk through, And I mean walk through from like one end to the other.
Who does that?
Well, no one, because we live in Arizona. We don't
Yeah.
live in walkable cities. Yeah.
That sounds awful.
The weather was nice. Like I said, it was a nice slow pace to be at. But it is definitely not a place I'd like to live at all.
What is your ideal place to live, Joseph?
I've asked myself that multiple times.
Mars.
Well, obviously we're not getting into the sci-fi world here.
So soon.
The moon.
I've always wanted to live in a place that has no real temperature extremes, so it never gets too cold, it never gets too hot. And the problem with getting too cold is it snows, and I don't know if I want to deal with snow on a daily basis. At that point, I would almost want to live in a place where it's too hot, where I'm just running the AC, rather than having to worry about my roof collapsing because there's too much snow on top of it, or having to worry about stuff rusting because...
Dude, just before snow season, you just butter your roof, and it'll just go right off.
Butter
your roof.
Land O'Lakes?
Get out.
What are we talking about? Can I get the Kroger version?
That is the most Yuma thing I've ever heard in my fucking life.
Nah, that won't work in Yuma because we got a lot of...
Can it be Country Crock? Because I can get more Country Crock for my buck than butter.
Yeah.
All right.
You can use vegetable oil substitute.
Okay, vegetable oil I guess would work too. You're just sitting there on your roof just like...
As long as it helps slide the snow right off.
Wow.
Why does your house smell like fried chicken?
I was gonna say.
Right.
I was gonna
just
say
getting ready
Paula
for
Dean's
sun.
house.
Just why is your house smell like Paula Dean's house? I'm just getting ready for the snow season.
Getting ready for the winter.
Just flinging fucking cooking oil all over my roof. I didn't think this through, Slip. So something like that. So honestly, I don't think like Colorado probably wouldn't be too bad of a place to live during the summer months because it is probably much cooler out there.
Hey,
obviously there's a lot more hiking and
just
stuff
your
to
luck.
do.
You have a good friend of yours that's gonna move there soon.
That's why I'm talking about it. But I still don't like the idea of the snow season, of having to shovel snow.
There are parts of Colorado
I'm sure,
that are lower to the earth.
Well, I'm sure they still get the snow, and if they're too low, they probably still get hot. You know, you're saying I'm literally saying because obviously the question is what would be my perfect place to live. I'm saying this is where my perfect place to live. I don't know where this exists.
Where it exists, but
because on top of all that, I've always thought it would be really cool to live in a place that's actually walkable. Like if I wanted to go to Culver's or something, or Freddy's or something like that, a walkable place that
I feel like
takes
the
me less
places that are walkable don't have Culver's or Freddy's.
And they might not, but they might have their own version of stuff. So having a city that's walkable, that has good climate all year round.
Are you talking walkable like
affordable.
New York City walkable, or are you talking about just like smaller town walkable?
It could be either. Walkable would mean that I could literally walk to work, walk to the nearest convenience store, whatever it might be. If it happens to be like one of the more fancier ones that you could, like a bodega or something where you buy your stuff daily to eat that day, is what I'm getting at. Versus like buying everything as a grocery all at once, during the weekend. You could literally just get off work, walk over there, grab what you're going to make for dinner, come back, or, grab what you're going to make for lunches the next day or whatnot. Or someplace with a better transit system as well, like Japan has a decent transit system. Yes, I know there's a lot of people there. That's not, where I'd want to be, but a lot of those places, it is a much more walkable city. You have convenience stores very close where people do stuff like that, where they get their lunches, meals, and stuff like that all ready to go. But they also walk to a train and then take it to the city, and then they walk to their work. It's a very much more walkable experience than what we have here. I just think it'd be much healthier to do rather than driving everywhere, or you could bike.
I was on board until you said healthy.
Well, then it's not healthy. It's actually bad for you to walk everywhere.
All right, I'm in. Let's go.
You're in.
Let's go.
Got him.
But then beyond that, obviously I love technology, so a place that would invest more into higher tech stuff.
So it is Japan, basically.
It's not necessarily Japan.
but it's not Japan.
It could be.
Nah. Double
It could be
negative, man.
somewhere over in Europe as well. Honestly, because there are places over there like have the I think it's sidewalks that are made out of solar panels and stuff like
Yes.
that power stuff. So I'm just saying like also a more
Germany.
progressive type of area that would do stuff like that. So yeah, that would be more of my ideal, place to live.
Doesn't sound
so
awful.
someplace that's less stressful.
Doesn't sound awful.
No. Yeah. You guys?
Somewhere that's not Phoenix.
Fair.
I mean, there's a lot of places that aren't Phoenix.
No, honestly, so I'll be really honest. When I lived in Orlando, that was probably the best place outside of San Diego that I lived, because it had some space. Because Orlando's not a huge city, so like you can go, to the suburbs and have more space. There's a lot of like horse ranches out there and stuff like that. There's a good city culture nearby, lots of different types of food. It's very eclectic, and there's a lot of fun shit to do. So, theme parks and all that stuff. Like it encapsulated a lot of things that I really enjoy. And if I wanted to escape to a beach or to the water, then that was only like an hour and a half away. So something that encapsulates all that, but perhaps not with the tropical
Humidity.
storms and hurricanes, would be really good, like a good spot for me.
Ohio.
No,
They have roller coasters.
They
theme
do.
parks.
they also have snow, and I'm not about that.
You never said anything about snow. He did.
Let me add the no fucking snow
Oh,
clause
okay.
that Joe also has.
California.
So no Ohio. Also, I hear Ohio is an absolute fucking shithole.
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah,
what
no,
I've
for
heard,
sure.
too.
With
Yeah.
respect to anybody who lives in Ohio, but I've heard it's a shithole. I've never been, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I've been to Cincinnati.
Is that a shithole?
It's a shithole, yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Well,
But
confirmation.
there's lots of roller coasters and beach.
Are there lots, or is it just one place? What is it, Cedar Point?
No, there's Kings Island, there's Cedar Point, and there's another one I can't remember the name of. On their opposite sides of Cincinnati.
I'll go visit, but I won't stay, and I won't go in the winter.
That's fair.
Either you other two want to answer this question?
Joe, you could move to Idaho.
No, Idaho.
Why
Those
would
potatoes.
Well, because it's walkable. It's like not like very busy. Like not like overpopulated or whatever. It has pretty mild climates.
Yeah, but does it also have more technological?
No,
base?
they're a bunch of
Yeah.
hicks.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
So
there's definitely a more niche area that I would be looking at rather than just moving to a small town,
yeah,
small walkable town.
that's the only part that failed me when I was thinking about it.
Yeah.
Quick side note: we just missed an eclipse.
Just now?
Yeah, it was just,
Was it included in Arizona or was it just
the full one wasn't in Arizona. It bypassed us, but you
But
can still see
we
it.
did get some
like
remnants of it.
partial? We
Yeah.
got partial eclipse, yeah,
Yeah, you had to be in New Mexico
in order to
area.
get the full. Yeah.
And nobody wants to be there.
Or Northern California, the northern part of Nevada, and part of Lower Texas, I believe.
Yeah, that tracks. That would be that literally tracks what the
Yeah.
But
The,
yeah,
the most visible was I think the closest big city was, I think they said El Paso, and then a couple places in Northern California. But
because that was supposed to be what they called it's called like a special eclipse, the ring of fire or something like
yeah,
that.
where the moon doesn't actually fully eclipse the sun, because
Yeah,
at that point the
it's
sun's too
smaller,
big.
so you could see more of the corona of the sun.
Yup.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. And if you got those special glasses you can buy at places like Best Buy, you could look right at it.
That's
Right.
sounds interesting.
Yeah, or you just hold your phone up to it and then look away, and then watch the video later.
and then look at the phone.
Yeah, just record it and then oh, cool! It's out of focus and
There would be
shaky.
another thing that I'd like to tack on to my where would you want to live? Like near a place that is considered a dark what's it called? There's a special term for it, meaning that it's very
No darky. Yes.
No. Whoa.
Wow, that's
Whoa.
people.
I
That's
thought-
not a place.
I said darkness. What are you talking about?
What? Same. What?
Where it's officially like there's so little light pollution. Let's put it like
Oh,
that.
that you can do
That
like
you can see
outside
the
door,
stars. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yes.
Colorado almost
I
does not
prefer
fit that.
that.
There's
I
a
do like
certain
the thought of
term for that. I cannot remember what
I know
it
what
is
you're
off the
talking
top of
about.
my head, but yes,
yeah.
to be able to
100%
do
agree.
like stargazing and do a little camping and stuff like that.
I was actually
Very nice.
just this week gonna buy a telescope because I want to do some stargazing stuff.
Nerd.
But Phoenix is really bad about
Phoenix
the
is
light
really
pollution.
My sister lives up in Flagstaff right now, and her and my niece and my nephew went and did some sort of stargazing event out near Flagstaff, because there is areas of Flagstaff that are considered whatever that
Right,
term
clean
is.
clean skies.
The back half, because the front half's all the where the city's at.
Yeah, and so it's really easy to do, and there's like a ton of people that it's like a whole group of people that come out and with telescopes and stuff. And my sister was like, yeah, you can see like Jupiter, you can see Saturn, you can see galaxies and stuff. That's what people had their telescopes set up for and viewing it. It's like, that's really dope. I'd like to live in a place that you could definitely do stuff like that more easily.
You do that in Colorado. We're
I've heard you
closer
do that in
too.
Colorado, yeah. I'm not saying it wouldn't be interesting to live in Castle Rock like you want to do.
True.
Just living in the town of Castle Rock and being like, yeah, I live in Castle Rock.
It
Yeah,
would be pretty awesome.
yeah.
Yeah. We have an outlet mall.
Whoa, oh, that sold me. The outlet mall.
We're getting a Costco too.
Oh my God, a Costco.
We already have a Sam's Club.
Fuck yeah, what a growing little city.
Mm-hmm.
Can I walk to it?
Yeah. It's a lot of hills though.
It's a lot of hills.
A lot of hills.
The walk back that's gonna fuck you up. You know.
Yeah, probably.
Right?
Yeah.
True. You gotta have one of those little, what is the little trailer thing? Why can't I think of the fucking word that you carry your kids around in when you're at the fucking theme parks and shit?
Well, I don't have kids. Mike,
stroller?
what do you call that?
A wagon?
A wagon?
Yeah, a wagon. I just have to carry my kid around. She doesn't like wagons and shit, so she walks until she complains, and then I have to carry her.
So you're the wagon.
I am the wagon.
That checks out.
Choo.
Aha. Aha. I am the
Well done,
walrus.
Joe. Well done.
Welcome.
He substituted wagon for walrus.
Uh-huh.
Well done.
Mike, you have a ideal place you'd like to live? I mean,
Don't
Yeah.
say Yuma.
I could think that anywhere
Near
else
a
right
weed
now
near a
might
weed
be
farm.
ideal, but
Yuma is the easiest option, and I'm not there, so definitely not ever Yuma.
He's not into meth or lettuce.
Yes, that's
but he is into chilies.
I'm actually oddly the opposite. I know I've never lived in this climate, but I don't have a problem with the snow at all.
Mhm.
I've always kind of wanted to live someplace where you would get snowed in for a couple days at a time. I like that idea.
I don't have to go to work today.
Well, not only that, I don't know. I've always the only times I've ever been around snow, it's always been fun. I've always enjoyed it.
Yeah, but you have to leave it.
I'd rather it be too cold than too hot. Because fireplace is awesome.
You can always put on more clothes to get warm, but you can't take enough clothes off to get cool.
Just kidding yourself.
I have tried, and I just get in trouble.
That's because you keep doing it at parks and schools, Mike. You can't have your dick out around kids.
If you think about like those extreme colds though, like the -20s, 30s and shit,
Well,
there's
no, I
not enough clothes you can put on to
Well,
overcome.
I get that, but it's also like the ideal of like the. I've always kind of romanticized the idea of not like a crazy wilderness situation, but a place where like I have to drive 40 minutes to get someplace, but it's always there. You know what I mean? Like I like that idea.
Mm-hmm.
Just right on the outskirts of a major area, but you're still far enough away where it feels away. But you're not like a helicopter has to come if you fucking break your leg. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like,
Jamestown literally has areas like that where people that own bigger plots of land away from Jamestown City. So it still takes them like 20-30 minutes to drive into the city to get anything. But it is when you live like that, it is very beautiful. It can be.
But yeah, that would be a place like that. Some place either with a water background, like or a mountain background, some cold weather, some snow, some place where I could do shit outside and people won't fuck with me, and yeah. These days, I don't know exactly where.
I mean, it sounds like Colorado.
Colorado would be dope. I mean,
it sounds like what Cody wanted to do was buy one of those little castanetas, buy a little plot of land outside of Castle Rock, which is, again, what you want to do.
That was then, all right. My ideal for a long time too is get a bunch of fucking tiny homes.
Yeah.
And get a big old plot of land and get all of us on a tiny home, and then have one tiny home fucking clubhouse in the middle. Where we all convene.
Tiny clubhouse.
Have a gym and everything inside of it. You could work out whenever you want.
And that's the real goal. That's the real goal. Is not a tiny home per se, but a small house that I fucking designed and built, like a 2-bedroom, 2-bath house with like a nice area, a good sized garage attached kind of thing. But
I've always wondered if
but close enough. You know. Go outside and fucking chop wood and have fires and shit. That would be the move for me.
There is something definitely to be said about that.
I'd like to be able to fish too.
I'm sure there are streams out there. Yeah.
What a stream!
Who the fuck was that?
Sorry, that's my work computer.
Oh. Should probably wrap this up in a minute here.
Yeah. What time are you getting your groceries?
As soon as we're done here.
All right. What time am I getting you guys right now?
No. Once we finish up, give me about an hour, I would say. So, 11:30, 12 o'clock.
There.
But to finish up what you're saying, yeah, there's definitely something to be said about that. I've always wondered myself, can I live in a smaller area, a small house, like a castaneta or something like that? But the one thing that I always do come back to is it's like, I like surround sound. And a lot of those small houses aren't great for stuff like that.
Don't pre-wire well.
Or the ability to
yourself. Don't be a pussy. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
Still limited.
I want to live wilderness light. All right, that's what I'm gonna dub it. I want to live where if you look outside, you kind of feel like you're in the wilderness.
Yes, yeah.
But my internet is still awesome.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like that's where I want to live.
Yeah.
And then if somebody wants to meet up in town, it's just a quick drive. Boom. But I also want to go outside and fucking have a fire and shoot guns and fish.
I agree with that. That stuff resonates with me, especially.
You guys want to go get guns with me today? Let's
nope.
Go get a gun.
I already have guns.
Yeah, I'm gonna get some
more.
Taj might have enough guns to necessitate a rack.
A gun rack?
I'm close.
A gun rack?
I'm close.
All right. Cody, I would say that's it for today. Cody, you want to read us out?
This has been Comes Naturally. We have been
Joe,
Mike,
Taj.
I have been Cody, and as usual, you fuckers just came naturally.
Bye.
Wow.
I really wish I hit stop before that.